should be getting some of the honor. How silly.
Gee, thanks, Dad.
Good night, Victor. Sleep tight.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, son?
I'm glad you're my father.
Thank you. But why do you say that?
Because you saved Isabel. Someday, I want to be just like you.
Just when you think you're down and out, something like this comes along to make everything right again. My son is actually looking up to his old man. And for the first time in ages, the people of Rhino Land like me. They really like me. You know something? This is turning out to be the happiest day of my life. Aside from our wedding day, of course.
Sweet dreams, Uranus.
Hello, Basil.
King Babar, what a pleasant surprise. Do come in.
Aren't we in a chipper mood today?
Yes, sirree, sire. What a difference a day makes. Lord Retaxis is off rehearsing his ad-libs for today's show. But if it's life and death, I'll summon him for you.
I'm not here to see Retaxis. I'm here to see you.
Me? Whatever for?
I think we both know. I know what really happened at the river. Isabel told me.
I refuse to say anything on the grounds that it might incriminate Retaxis.
Basil, I'm not asking for a signed confession. I'd just like to know why you're putting up with this. Doesn't it bother you to see Retaxis getting the credit for something you did?
For a while it did, but not anymore. Making Retaxis feel good about himself is my job. It's what makes me feel good. I lost that feeling for a while, but found it again last night. See ya!
That Basil is quite a guy.
5 minutes to air. 5 minutes, Murray. Where's my mark? What's my name?
Humpy, baby, you've got to relax. Forget that the success of the show is riding on you giving a stellar performance and just have fun with it.
Thanks. I needed that. And just what are you dressed for?
I thought maybe you could use a good co-host. Every big star needs a second banana, you know.
Not on this show, they don't.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
How's this for a stirring statue pose?
You're in good hands, Retaxis. Podular is the finest sculptor in Celestville.
Too bad he can't draw worth a hoot. So, what can I do for you, Babar? I should warn you, though, I don't do autographs.
My loss. I just came back to say, break a leg, Retaxis.
You mean that?
More than you know.
Well, that's mighty big of you, considering you were bumped out of the guest chair to make room for me.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go over the hair-raising account of my daring river rescue. It was a dark and stormy day when...
Excuse me, Retaxis, but isn't that Basil over there?
Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes?
What's he doing?
Yes? No?
He's probably approving the questions they want to ask me. You can never be too careful.
Isn't that just like him? Basil's always looking out for you.
Of course he is. It's his job.
I know, but nobody goes to the lengths that Basil does to make his boss look good. Dedication like that goes above and beyond the call of duty. I just hope you realize how lucky you are to have a guy like Basil standing by you. Guys like Basil are 1 in a million. But you know that better than I, right?
Right.
Well, I'd better get back to my seat. I certainly wouldn't want to miss your interview.
Thank you, and welcome to Pompadour, up close and personal. I'm your host, Pompadour, hoping that this will become the first in millions of fun-filled madcap broadcasts. Now, if I may get serious for a moment, I'd like to talk about heroism. To be a hero requires the triumph of the soul over one's fear, for a true hero feels and never reasons, and therefore will always remain pure in his heart and in his actions. I think we all know who I'm talking about. And so, without further fanfare, I'd like to bring out my first guest and Celesteville's most cherished child saver, Lord Retaxes. Quite a stirring entrance, Retaxes. What do you say we dispense with the standard pap and get right to the good stuff? After all, we only have an hour.
Fine.
Wonderful. I'm sure that everyone here would like to know this. What was going through your mind as you flung your heroic body into those deadly waters?
I don't want to talk about that.
But, your lordship, surely you'd like to say something.
Not really, no. Actually, there is something I'd like to talk about.
Oh, good.
I'd like to talk about loyalty and dedication and years of friendship. The kind of person that wouldn't think twice about risking his life to save a small child, and wouldn't think twice about giving of himself to make someone else's day a little brighter. Today, I'd like to talk to you about a true hero. I'd like to talk to you about...
Basil?
Hey!
What are you doing up here?
I just thought Retaxes could use a little help recalling the facts.
I know what really happened, Basil, and I think everyone else should know, too.
Oh, look! Time for a commercial already? My, how time flies. Stay tuned, folks. Pompadour will be right back.
What do you think you're doing? You're ruining my debut.
Forgive us, Pompadour, but Retaxes isn't feeling well. Probably the aftershock of being tossed in those turbulent waters.
Oh, knock it off, Basil. I'm fine. And I'll feel a lot better once I say what I have to say. It's time the truth came out. You all think I'm some big hero, but I'm not. Basil is the one who saved Isabel, not me. If anybody deserves to have a statue made in his honor, it's Basil. Not just because he's a hero, but because guys like him are 1 in a million. Please don't fault Basil for what he's done. Protecting my image is his job. That's what I hired him to do. But I want you to know, Basil, that over the years, you've become more than just my employee. You're my best friend.
Thank you, sir. Retaxes.
Good for you, Retaxes.
I'll bet that took more courage than diving into 10 rivers.
Okay, Pompadour. I'm ready to fess up in front of the whole world. Even though it'll kill any popularity I have left, I'm gonna do it for my pal.
And I appreciate it, Your Highness, but that won't be necessary.
Oh, thank you, Basil. Oh, thank you.
You know, if I were you two, I'd go practice my poses for the statue.
You mean you're still gonna build a statue?
Of me and him?
Do you see any other heroes around?
Just us. Basil, let's go.
Wait! You can't leave! What about the show?
Well, that was the mating call of the belted kingfisher. And to all you kingfishers out there, I'm taken.
Hold the phone! This gives me an idea for another show. Memo to me. I'll call it Real Remarkable Rhinos.
Wait, Murray! Please! Wait! You can't leave! What about the show? Give me another chance! I'm too young to retire! Where's my agent?